Ready to draw a dragon? This is a dragon mask, not totally a dragon, but it's a really fun one, really beautiful. So we're going to draw a lot of circles. I'm going to start in black pencil, and I'm going to give myself a nose. That's that center, right there. Attached to the nose, I'm going to make 2 circles for eyes. So I make one here, one here. Kind of looks like a Muppet right now. It'll change. Alright, next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make one center eyeball right here. So if you want to find that center, you can kind of really lightly give yourself a little one right there. Alright, and now we're going to draw the area, like the sides of the nose. They're also circles. So we're going to get all our circles done one time. One here, and one right there. And just make sure they're symmetrical. There's a lot of symmetry in this one. Now underneath all of these circles, there's a mustache. And that's just 2 rainbow lines. There's one rainbow line like this, and we're going to draw a second rainbow line right underneath, right there. Okay, now we're going to draw 2 U's. One of them is a short U, and that's going to come again. It's almost like exactly from here to here, so if you want, you can actually mark that. And that's going to be for the teeth later. And then we're going to do a long U. Again, it's coming from that same spot, a long U like that. So it's a nice open mouth, like that. You have the base of this now, and I'm sure it's looking awesome. So we've got that started. Now we're gonna get to the next part. Okay, so what you wanna do now is we'll start making a lot of connections. So the first connection I do is from the middle of this eyeball to that nostril, or the side of the nose really, it's not the nostril, right, to there, to there. And then I'm going to do more circles in here. Those are for the eyes. That's one here, and then I'm going to make an inside one also, and an inside one right here. It kind of looks like a lifesaver in the middle. Okay, and then we're going to work up, oh, let's make another lifesaver right here. Okay, and now we want to connect. So from here, we're going to actually just draw one short line this way. And then we're going to connect that to the middle of the eyeball. So if you want, again, mark your middle with like a little dot that nobody will ever see, and you can connect. So you're going to slide down from here to here and slide down from here to here. So you got 2 slides. Okay, if you got this far, you like have most of this drawing done. All right, so let's work inside here. What we're going to do is do the inside of the mouth. So it's a U here. We're going to do another U right here. Inside that U is a lowercase m. That's for the tongue. And while we're in the mouth, let's put in some teeth. I put 2 sharp teeth, so they're 2 curved lines right here. And then we can just, when you're doing the teeth here, if you want them to be symmetrical, which I do, I'm going to find that center, and I'm going to draw the line right there. And then I'm just going to kind of just draw in some more teeth here. Awesome. I love this part. Okay, so next is we're going to draw the cheeks. So from here, we drew this line that was like right in the middle. Let's go from a little bit further out, and you're going to connect it to the mustache. So connect to there, and then connect to there. So you can see this line goes that way. It all comes together. All right. Next thing that we're going to do is outside of here. So this is the mouth, so we're going to draw like the chin area. It's again, same thing. So you're coming, if you wanted to pretend like you're coming through, you can, or if you want, you can draw it there. And we're going to come down, and then I let it flare out a little bit here. So it's coming out, it's the same, it's not quite this U, it's a little bit of a flare towards that bottom. Like that. Okay. Now, the ends of this mustache look like uppercase W's, so it's just like that. And I'm going to draw inside the nostrils. So now they are lifesavers. Just don't eat them. And we're going to get to another favorite part. This is my favorite part of the whole drawing. Are doing around the eyes. So what you want to do is teardrop shape. So you're from here, and you're going to curve out. So it's a teardrop shape out this way. And the same thing out here. Teardrop shape out that way. Now we get to do the fur. So when I do this, I work side by side. I don't do all one side and then go and do the other side. It ends up being more symmetrical for me. So I'm gonna go one side here, one side here. So just curve back in. The first ones look like horns, but it'll look like fur eventually. So next one's here, here, last one, shorter one, here, here, and here. Not totally symmetrical, but I'll live. Hopefully you will too. All right, so, bothering me. Okay, so next we're gonna put the ones on the sides here. So the first one is also going up, like curving up, like these guys up here. So curving up. And the other ones I make coming down. So they're coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down, all the way to your mustache. And because I love mustaches, we're going to make a double mustache. So we're going to make this, and we're going to come out like a 3, backwards 3. Same thing out here. So I have 2 backwards 3s, or like a B without a B. Okay, you're almost done. Isn't that awesome? This goes much faster than I think. Every time I see this drawing, I think it's going to take forever, but it really doesn't. And then we're going to do the little horns on the head. Now for the horns, let me just make sure that you can see it well, is you're just going to curve up. So if you want, I would start on the outside, so you can start with like a parenthesis here, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Parenthesis right there. And then I'm curve, curve, and then let it come into this right here that I originally made. Curve, and then into there. Alright. You know what this means. You can see your drawing. Isn't that awesome? Alright, now we get to do the icing on the cake, which is the color and the shading. Okay, so let's start with the black. And what I want to do is start in the eye first, and I'm going to give myself another little circle, and I'll do this one at the same time. And I'm going to make this very, very dark. Make it really as dark as I possibly can. And leaving out that little white highlight. Same thing in here. Super duper dark. And giving myself that highlight. I'm going to throw in some shading. You can do it actually twice. I'm going to put a little bit under the eyes to make them pop even more, even though I know they already kind of pop. Because they're so big. And I'm going to do also shading inside the mouth with my black pencil. And I'm going to do inside the nose, inside the nostrils. I'm not going to make it too dark. Don't make it as dark as the eyeballs, because then we'll just be drawn to the nostrils. And I'm going to put a little bit into the horns on the bottom of the horns. So I'm going to put a little bit right here. Okay, now we're going to do the color. I'll start with the red. And I'm going to do pretty much the lifesavers on here. So I'm going to do the red in here. Red here. The lifesavers. I'm going to do this area. Actually, let's finish the lifesavers off. Finish all your lifesavers. And we're going to do the tongue. And then I'm going to do the tips of each one of these little guys, and then we'll blend with it later. So I'm going to throw in some red on each one of these. Alright, now that I have all the red in, I'm going to hit it with the yellow. The only place I don't put the yellow is eyes and the teeth, because it would be really gross to have yellow teeth. So I'm going to put the yellow in, and I'm also going to put that yellow not in just the areas that I haven't done yet, but I'm actually going to throw it in completely on top of all these areas. And because you did all the hard work with the red, you can basically just color it in, and it will look awesome. Okay, so now's the point where I would do more frosting. So I go around and I just clean up lines. Anything I want to make darker, I make darker. Anything I want to clean up, like line-wise, it's time. Now's the time for me to clean it up. I can also add in more details, and I can also add shadow around it if I wanted to. So this is like, for a lot of people, this is their favorite part. This is definitely one of my favorite parts, where you're just kind of playing, and you have the base of it down, and it feels good, and you get to just kind of play with your stuff, that's like, why we like art so much, because there's a lot of play in it. So that's what I'm gonna do. If you do want a little leg up, purple is your best friend for the shading. So if you want to hit the purple on the outside, or use the purple like under the eyes, it's a really good way to get in some beautiful sort of subtle shading that makes a lot of difference actually when you use it. So I'm going to play with this. I'll keep it on fast forward because I know it's not totally thrilling to watch every minute, but it's a good thing to know before I dig in and you don't notice maybe I didn't change color. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. And remember, just keep drawing.